So hi friends, what exactly we are going to discuss? I am going to give you the most needed fluency, right? You want to speak English fluently, but how? Yesterday, I took a session where I have already informed you something called the speaking pyramid. The bottom of the pyramid lies something called the 10 time you can call it the structure. And the structure is very important because you want to make a sentence as per the situation. This is the first one. The second one is called collocation. There is some problems in the structural part. Even if you know a lot about the time, tense, a lot of things are there. How to use can, could, will, would, may, might, all the things you know. But still, there is a chance you are going to make mistake. And what is that? That is the collocation, right? I am doing mistake. I'm making mistake. Obviously, I am doing mistake will be wrong. Even as per the structure, it is okay, but as per collocation, it is not going to be okay. And the third thing is very interesting also. That is something called the vocab part. That is called vocabulary. If you know something called vocabulary, it is quite interesting for you. It is quite easy for you to speak English fluently. So today, I have already informed you. Like, no, I'm not going to give you every day the same topic. We have to change the topic every day. So today, before I can reveal the topic for you, so let me write a sentence before you and tell me whether the sentence is correct or wrong. Check it out. You can say like this. Look at the sentence. I am in big trouble. Please help me. This is a sentence before you. I want to ask you questions whether the sentence is correct or is there any problems you are facing here. I am in big trouble. Please help me. These are two sentences. I don't believe there's some problems with this one. This is okay. And I am in big trouble. If I say I'm in big trouble, is there any problems or the sentence is absolutely okay? Can anybody can tell me? You can raise your hands. You can say there's no problems at all. But you should know like whether it is correct or wrong. Can anybody can tell me? Jyoti ma'am, can you tell me like, no, I'm in big trouble. The sentence appears to be correct to you. It appears okay. Check it out. Something called I am in big trouble. Suppose, I am in a different location. Yes, speak it out.
I am in big trouble.
Yes, suppose, I'm your brother. I'm in a different place. I'm putting a message to you. Bro, I am in big trouble. Please help me. Like that. Whether the sentence is correct or wrong. Do you find any problems with the structure? Is there any wrong with this particular sentence? Speak it out. If you don't know, it's okay. No problems. Yes, Swagatika ma'am, Ashok sir, Ajay sir, everybody, whoever there, you can ask if it's okay. Or if you're not able to answer, it's okay also. Because I want to tell you something, because from here itself, we can reveal the kind of, topic I'm going to, teach today. So can you find out any mistake here or this appears very correct to you? Anybody can tell me, please? It's okay. Jyotir ma'am, it's okay. Swagatika ma'am, Lina ma'am, everybody is there. Please pick it up. Whether it's correct or wrong. At least say if it appears correct to you, it's okay. I don't have any problems. Tell me whether it's correct or wrong. I am in big trouble. Can you get any problems here? Do you find any mistake? Are you able to locate it? Speak it out. Am I audible to everybody? Am I audible? Friends, am I audible or any problems?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay, fine. So I don't want to, waste your time. Let me tell you. The sentence is
Sir,
itself wrong. Yes, yes. Yep.
Sir, I think I am in big problem, I can say,
No,
but
no,
I
I
don't know.
say if this is a problem, you cannot change the structure. Mean you cannot replace the, I mean, words. You can tell that
Uh,
replace. Suppose a trouble. What is the problem? If I say trouble,
Sir, I don't know. It will be a wrong sentence, but I don't know about
okay,
why
fine.
wrong this
Okay,
sentence.
fine. This will be completely wrong. Why wrong? Because
Sir,
here something called trouble
sir,
don't take big. Okay, trouble here trouble doesn't take big. So trouble is something. What you can understand from trouble is something called a noun, and big is an adjective, right? Here the actual things will be I am in deep trouble. The sentence will be, if I'm going to write, you can say, I am in deep trouble. Again, can you guess the topic? Collocation, right? So, the more you read about collocation, it is going to give you a lot of things. And remember, my friends, if you're not able to speak fluently, or if you're not getting right kind of words, you are making a lot of mistakes. It is due to collocation. Forget about the vocabs. I already informed you yesterday. You can say, like, no, it is raining slowly. It's okay with me. I don't have any problems. And there is some advanced speaker, they can speak, oh, it's drizzling outside. It's okay. No, no. I mean, no problems at all. But the moment you are making mistakes here, look, I'm in big trouble. This is be wrong. And I'm in deep trouble. This is correct. And today, our topic is that collocation with deep. Because I'm going to give you some familiar words. From familiar words. That means every day you are using that. Trouble, problem, something called breathe, something called, feelings, something called, a lot of words are there that, that is a daily affair. Sleep, there's that is, every day you guys use the words with wrong collocation. And today I'm going to correct that. We are going to learn some called collocation with deep. Let me finish the lessons with you, and it will not take more than 15 minutes. Once I mean a cover of everything, you can ask me questions, I'll take. So today our topic is that, because this is wrong, I'm in big trouble. It appears very correct to you. It appears very correct. But actually, this is wrong. Why? Because of collocation. And what is collocation? Let me tell you once more. Collocation is the way that the foreigners, I mean, where the native speaker, we are not supposed to take foreigners, because an African guy can be a foreigner for us. So the native speaker of English speak this way. They don't speak in this way, right? So that is something called, in layman's language, it is copying the native speaker. It is the natural way two words, go, I mean, mingle with each other. Two words, deep trouble, not big trouble, deep trouble. A lot of things I've given. I believe a lot of, those who have joined today, don't worry. I'll be taking a lot of class for you. But this is already been discussed. Like collocation is something is very vital for you. Without knowing collocation, it is quite difficult for you to understand the exact meaning. Sometimes you feel, sir, why it is wrong? It's wrong because of collocation. Any grammar is there? No grammar. Any, a mistake is there? Yes, mistake is there. For what? What is the region you can assign? The region you can assign is only for collocation. So deep is very comfortable with trouble. You can say that deep trouble, but big problems. Big problems, deep trouble, like that. So let me tell you, we are going to learn something called collocation with deep. Okay, collocation with deep. So today our topic is something called collocation with deep, right? So deep is an adjective, my friends. And basically what happens, the adjective has three forms. One is called deep, that is called positive, deeper, comparative, and deepest, that is the superlative degree. Like, you can say good, better, best. Good, he's a good guy. Oh, this is better than me. Oh, this food is better than of that hotel. Okay. Oh, this is the best hotel. Like that you always use. So sometimes that is good, better, best. Exactly, this is something called deep, deeper, and deepest. And we are going to learn something called collocation with deep, right? So deep in most of the times, like you are using it, but very wrongly you are using it. So today I'm going to give you the way where you can use it very correctly, and it is also step to improve you. I mean, improve upon your spoken English. And once you know something about collocation, the more you know about collocation, your fluency will comes automatically. Believe me, because this is a natural process. It is something called natural process, because what exactly we are doing right now, we are going to copy the native speaker. That's all. There's nothing. You can't ask me, even you will ask me, I don't have any answer. Sir, why it is wrong and why this is correct? I can say this is wrong because of collocation, and this is right because of collocation. So whenever there is no collocation is there, that will be wrong. Whenever the collocation is there, that will be correct. Like that. So today I am going to tell you something called collocation with deep. Okay, let me write it for you.
Huh?
Yes.
Pause.
Swagatika ma'am, please mute it. No need of. Okay, so let me tell you something called deep. Okay, we are trying to learn something called deep with collocation deep, right? Collocation with deep. The first collocation I want to tell you, my friends, something called very interesting, that is called breathe. I'll explain everything. The second things I want to tell you, that is something called that pockets. These are the things we use every. The third you can say sleep. The fourth you can say feelings. Okay, so one is called breathe, other is called pockets. Okay, I'll tell you everything, don't worry, just check it out how collocation is going to help you in your spoken English. The first one I have given you is breathe, and something called deep breath. This is called pocket. Then something called that we are discussing, that is called trouble. Okay, and here I'm going to write two more things here. Okay, one is this is one, this is two, this is three, this is four, and this is five. So one is called deep breath, deep pockets, deep sleep. Look at here, S is there. Okay, then I'll explain you why S is there. Breathe, pockets, sleep, feeling, trouble, and something called thought, deep thought. Okay, you can also use something called deep thought. Okay, this is my sixth number, and I believe another word is there. You can say like depression. Yeah, a depression. It will be seventh will be the depression. I'll explain it. Don't worry. Just look at everything. Pay attention. That's all I can say. So friends, breathe like that. This is your breath, right? Breathing problems. You always say, sir. Whenever sometimes whenever you are catching a cold, that time you have a breathing problems, and your this is called your nostril. You have some problems here, right? So you have a breathing problems, right? So this is called breath. That pockets. This is your pockets. Two pockets are there. Maybe three, four, five pockets are there that you keep your purse and other things. Sleep. That's very common. Feelings, something common. Emotion, feelings comes from emotion, right? Trouble, that we have discussed. Thought, it is something called thinking, and that is the noun form. And something called depression. What is depression? Depression is called something called constant sadness. Sad is a particular, you can say, suppose I'm sad, it's a temporary phenomenon. It will go after some time. Suppose I'm sad, but after sometimes I will be laughing. Morning I was unhappy, but right now I'm happy, right? So it is a temporary phenomenon. It is something called, it comes and goes, something called sad. But depression is a constant. It is just like a mental disease, right? So I'll tell you everything. So something called deep depression, deep thought. It's not heavy thought. It's not heavy thought. It's not it's not heavy sleep. Sometimes you say heavy sleep. No, this is called deep sleep. This is called deep feelings. This is something called, we say this is deep feelings. Yeah, of course, the deep feelings. Something called deep trouble, and something called deep pockets, and this is called deep breath. Okay, so let's start with something called our topic for today, collocation with deep. Okay, and this is an adjective, deep, deeper, deepest. But we are not going to use deep, deeper, or deepest. We are simply going, we use deep, and we have 7 words, and that is called the naturally. It will go deep with go with breathe, pockets, sleep, feelings, troubles, thought, and expression. Right now, let me start with something called deep breath. What is deep breath? Look, it happens. Most of you are doing pranayam like yoga, right? Most of people are doing because that is mandatory, or you feel it's good for your health. So what exactly do? No? What is called deep breath? What do you mean by that? Whenever you inhale, whenever you take a lot of air or oxygen into your lungs, that is called, I mean, this is called deep breath, right? Breathing is always happens. Without breathing, you cannot survive. I cannot survive. Nobody. Those who are living beings, they cannot survive without breathing. But deep breath is something happens with you. Most of the time, look, suppose you are doing pranayam. How can you do? So this is called deep breath. So whenever you take a lot of oxygen, or you can, in commonly you can say, you take a lot of air into your body or into the lungs, that is called deep breath, right? But here deep breath means, you can use it. Why you are taking deep breath? Suppose I'll ask you, why deep breath? Because forget about that particular exercise, pranayam. Particular exercise, forget. Most of the time, you also take deep breath because of the problem. Like, you have something to do. You have something, a bigger problems. Look, suppose, you lost some money in the market. You are in a pensive mode. You are thinking what to do, what not to do. After some time, okay, why you are doing like that? Why deep breath? Because it is trying, you are trying to relax yourself. Suppose I'm a bowler and the Pakistan batsman before me. So I got 2 sixes in 2 balls. So my captain will come to me. He'll try to console. Okay, you have the potential. You can do that. Just go for this one. Go for that one. This is, use this kind of combination. What I'm going to do? Okay, like that. So what is that deep breath? So deep breath is something called, you are trying to relax yourself. You are trying to relax. You are trying to, because you have a bigger problem before you, right? In the exam halls, everything happens also. Those, because all guys, those are before me, they have already appeared some form of exam. So whenever you are in a particular, suppose you are looking at the question paper, 5 to 6 has not come in. So what will do? You sometimes, okay, let me start something new. Let me start writing something new. Like that, what exactly you are trying to relax yourself. Okay. So deep breath is always, how can you say, how can you make sentence? You can say, I always take a deep breath before appearing any exam. Right? So deep breath is the process I have already given you, but if you are not attentive that time, let me tell you, this is called deep breath. That means you are taking a lot of oxygen into a body. That is called deep breath. And deep breath happens with everybody, my friends. You cannot say, I don't take deep breath. No, you always take. Whenever you face a problem and suppose something failure, or you want to do something very, suppose, like you are going off in the ladder. So sometimes you, then what you do? Why you do that? To relax yourself, right? So you take a deep breath so that your body and organs will be relaxed. The more oxygen enters into body, obviously scientifically you'll be relaxed. Those who are science students, they can easily understand that. So let me tell you, I'm not interested what is the meaning of deep breath. I'm very much interested. Deep is always goes with breath. That's very important. You cannot say I am taking a heavy breath. No, wrong. It is called deep breath. That's very important, my friends. So that's why our topic is collocation with deep. With breath, pockets, sleep, feelings, troubles, thought, and depression. All 7 words, deep is used every day. So don't try to make the mistake next time. Okay. So the first thing is that called breathe. You can say I take breath always. Okay. So what is always take a deep breath. I always take a deep breath. Yesterday, whenever I saw he was completely in a completely different position, but he took a deep breath and did his work perfectly. So you can say, so deep breath in another way to relax. In idiom, if you say so, is there any meaning, sir? Why do deep breath? Suppose I'll ask you, Ajay sir is before me. Right now, his friend, he lost some money in the stock market. So we are discussing. Then Ajay sir becomes very sad. Look, Prasanna sir, I lost so many money. I mean, much money yesterday. A lot of money I wasted yesterday. Okay, sir, it's okay. Take a deep breath and start all over again. What I mean to say that I may just telling him that just take a deep breath. No, I'm just going to tell him relax yourself. So whenever I say take a deep breath, that means relax in another way, because this is the how the foreigners speak. This is the how the native speakers speak. This is not you and me. You are trying to suppose I'm going to call somebody and tell, okay, speak it up. Sir, I tried 5 times, but I'm not able to speak. Okay, sir, take a deep breath. So what do you mean by that? Relax, right? So take a deep breath means relax. I'm putting it here so that you can check it out. So it is always accompanied by deep breath. Okay. But if you ask me, take a deep breath means it is something called relax. If you ask me, sir, relax is a small word. Take a deep breath is a very large word. Why should I use that large word? What I'll get? Remember, you want to make your communication strong. You want to convincing. You want to be something called, I mean, popular, spoken English. You want to be strong. You want to be very powerful in spoken English. So you have to use certain words that normal people are not using. Anybody can say relax, but that time you can say, friends, take a deep breath. Look, obviously you have to be a standout performer. You cannot say, sir, relax is a very good. That is, anybody, everybody. Relax is a very small words. Anybody can use that. Anybody can use that. But what is the difference between that guy and you? So you have to learn something extra. So we are not only trying to improve your collocation, at the same time I'm trying to improve your vocabs also. And vocabs, collocation, and sentence structures, 3 are vital to speak this beautiful language fluently, confidently, hassle free. Okay, without any problems you can speak it like even better than me. I always challenge me and speak better than me and leave the platform. That is the best way. I feel that that day I'll be very happy. So this is something called take a deep breath means relax. So deep breath is very important. Take a deep breath. Like you can give. I can say I always relax before taking an exam. That might mean to say I always take a deep breath before appearing any exam. Whatever the exams I appear, I always take a deep breath. And deep breath also you do that. Actually, physically you normally do that. Okay, like that. Always you do that. If you are running for some more time, you also take more oxygen so that you can run faster. That happens every day. Why? Because you want to relax your body, right? So this is all about something called deep breath. Now this part is clear or any doubt? It's clear or any doubt? Ask me. If it is clear, you can put a thumbs up message. Otherwise, you have any doubt, you can ask me. Please. Okay, fine, clear. Okay, fine, great. Fine. So right now, let me give you the second example, something called deep pockets. That's also quite interesting, right? something called deep pockets. What do you mean by deep pockets? The word deep is very important, my friends. Deep pockets. And remember, we are putting a S mark here, not deep pocket. Deep pocket doesn't have any meaning. Deep pockets has meaning. So even a small S is very powerful. Don't try to, don't try to make that kind of mistake here. I said deep pockets, not pocket. Here I put it pockets also. So deep pocket, what do you mean by that? So if I'll give an example here, you easily understand. Because if I'll tell the meaning, from the example you can get the meaning. Let me tell you something. Mr. Ambani or Mukesh Ambani, directly put his name, Mr. Mukesh Ambani is a businessman with deep pockets. Check it out. So you can easily, guess. Deep pocket, something related to money, right? So whenever I say Mr. Mukesh Ambani, he is perhaps after Adani, he's the second most, businessman in India having that much of fortune, right? Like he accumulated a lot of fortunes for himself, for his business empire. So whenever I say Mukesh Ambani is a businessman with deep pockets, that means what you can understand? A lot of money to spend, right? That means deep pockets means whenever I say deep pockets, that means he has a lot of money to spend. You can say, like, a lot of people are there. Swadhin can say, like, sir, I have a lot of, friends who with deep pockets. I have a friend with deep pockets. What do you mean by that? That means I have a friend who has the ability to spend a lot. So he has a lot of money to spend. So whenever I say deep pocket, it means a lot of money to spend. Look, here I'm going to, first of all, I'm trying to create deep collocation with deep. And the second thing, it is an expression also, deep pockets. My friend is this businessman with deep pockets. You can say Byju's learning up is a businessman or it is an entrepreneur with deep pockets. You can say, sir, my brother-in-law is a businessman with deep pockets. With deep pockets means he has a lot of money to spend. A huge money, you can say. When it was humongous, when it was something very huge, you can say with deep pockets. Because why these particular things comes to me. I was watching a business news channel called CNN IBN. No, CNBC. And that time, like Sunil Mittal, the anchor was asking a question to Sunil Bharat Mittal, the Airtel chief, Airtel chairman. She was asking, like, can you compare your platform, means Airtel with Jio? So there he said, Jio is a business enterprise with deep pockets. What do you mean by that? With deep pockets means they have a lot of money to spend. Even today, they wish to roll out 5G, they can do tonight because they have that much of power they have. They have a lot of money power. So deep pocket, something called is another meaning, something called a lot of money to spend. Whenever you have a lot of money to spend, you can ask friends, don't worry, we can do this because we have deep pockets. We have deep pockets. Deep pockets means your pocket is deep, means it is in a different way, figurative. You can say you have a lot of money, right? You can say my friend is an IS officer with deep pockets. He earns a lot of money. My friend is a businessman with deep pockets. So whenever you said with deep pockets, means that person has a lot of money to spend on different purposes. So exactly that's the meaning. But here, what's more important? Always deep pocket. Deep is more important because our topic for today is collocation with deep. The deep is very important, my friends. Deep pockets means a lot of money to spend. That is something called deep pockets. Okay. Now this part is clear. You can say Mr. Mukesh Ambani is a businessman with deep pockets. Like Adani is a businessman with deep pockets. You can say, look, they all are business people. All the politicians these days, they run the they run country with deep pockets. They have crores and crores of money, right? So like that you can say. So with deep pockets, you can say that whenever a person has a lot of money to spend, you can say deep pocket. Now this is clear or any problem? Ask me. It's clear or any doubt? This is something called deep pockets. Pockets, not pocket. Now it's clear, everybody? It's clear or any problem? Okay. If it's clear, I don't have any problems. Let me something called sleep. Look, what you can understand, deep is something called something more. Breathe, more breathe. That is called something more. Pockets, yes, a lot of pockets. No, deep pockets means he has a lot of money. Sleep, normal sleep, you know, I am sleeping. I just am sleeping. But you say deep sleep. Oh my God, he is into a deep sleep right now. Deep sleep is something called as if he has gone into coma. Deep sleep is something called in Ramayana. You might have heard something called, what is that guy? What is that guy sleeping most of the time? In Ramayana, one character was there in Lanka. What is that character? Yeah, Kumbhakarna. Yeah. So Kumbhakarna was such a character who was always interested in deep sleep, right? So exactly, I want to tell you something called deep sleep. You say heavy sleep? No, that is called deep sleep. You can say, you know, deep sleep. Suppose, you had a marriage function of your brother yesterday, and last night you are completely busy with guests and whoever has come, how to serve them better. So you are completely you could not sleep last night. So whenever you are going to sleep today, you are going to deep sleep. Am I right? So suppose you can say that is deep sleep means it is something more sleep with that much of, even somebody comes, you don't understand. They have to push you 100 times before you wake up, right? So that is called something called deep sleep. ଆମେ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛେ ପୁରା ଗାଢ ନିଦ୍ରା ହେଇଯାଇଛି like that is in such a way that it is not easy. Sometimes, if somebody is going to push you off, then you wake up, what happens like that. But whenever you are going to a deep sleep, it is just like equal to coma. Means you are slow, so much of exhausted. It is very difficult for you to wake up, right? So that is something called deep sleep. You can say after working last night, you went into, or he has gone into, you can say he has gone into deep sleep, right? After working last night, he has gone into deep sleep. That means the sleep was so, the sleep was so, deep. That means it was very deep. It was deep that it is unable, nobody can, sometimes you snore also. Like snoring, it happens whenever you go for a deep sleep. That is, we are not going to discuss that medical terms and other things, but let me tell you, if you'll ask me, sir, sleep and deep sleep, sometimes also whenever you go for deep sleep, sometimes you want to relax yourself, that is some snoring will comes out, very well. Okay, so after working last night, he has gone into deep sleep. So this is something called deep sleep. That's very important. Now this is clear or any doubt? Ask me. Yes, clear.
Deep, sir.
Deep sleep, yeah.
Sir, deep, sir.
This is-
Zero nidra होता है deep sleep.
no, that is something called, listen carefully, sir. Whenever you say that is jo chira nidra kuhanti, that is called something he has gone, that is he has gone for sleep forever. Chiro dino ପାଇଁ ଯୋଉଟା କୁହନ୍ତି forever, for good. Okay, for good. That is for good. He has gone into sleep for good. That is something called, that is not exactly deep sleep. Deep sleep is something called, whenever you sleep little bit more, because you are completely exhausted. Whenever you're completely exhausted, that time whenever you sleep, that is something called deep sleep. And whenever somebody's sleep forever or for good, that is for every day. That means chiradino ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛନ୍ତି. Now it's okay. Now do you understand? Any problem? Ask me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
if this okay, this is clear means something called, look, you know everything. These are not new things for you. Sleep, feelings, trouble, thought, depression. Only I want to explain you so that you can easily remember it. It is quite interesting. You have to remember everything with that much of clarity. Okay. The next one is called the what you have learned so far, pocket sleep, and something called deep feelings. Feelings is something every time comes feelings, right? Whenever you have feelings, suppose let me tell you, like this is your last day in a university or in a college, you are trying to leave your friends. So obviously, this tears rolls down from your eye. Why? Because feelings comes that time. So whenever deep feelings comes, you cry, because you don't cry every time. When the feelings becomes intense, the intense feeling is called deep feelings. Okay. Whenever you can say that the person cried out of deep feelings. Feelings comes every time you are leaving a place. Suppose sometimes your near and dear ones are leaving you. So how can you feel? Obviously, out of emotion, out of intense feelings, you cry. So that is something called deep feeling. Heavy feelings. Most say heavy feelings. No, that is called not heavy feelings. That is called deep feelings. That is something called deep feelings. So deep feelings is very important. Than you can say heavy heart. With a heavy heart, I want to tell you, heart is different, feelings is different. From the heart itself, feelings comes. From the heart itself, feeling comes. For heart, you have to use heavy. With a heavy heart, I want to tell you that. With a deep feelings, I want to express this one. Try to understand. Something called heavy heart. But deep feelings. This is called right collocation. The collocation means it's not only heavy heart, deep feelings. Heavy heart, something called heavy heart, and something called deep feelings. The feelings is deep, and that's why you cried. And whenever your heart is somewhat, heavy, you can say heavy heart. With a heavy heart, I want to say goodbye all you. But in a different way, with a deep feelings in my heart, with a deep feelings in my heart, I want to say goodbye. So remember, if you are using heart, and where those feelings come from the heart, the feelings comes from the heart, and the heart and feelings. This is heavy heart, deep feelings, like that. This is the natural collocation. It cannot go in other way. Now this is clear, or any problem? Clear? Ask me. You have any
Clear,
problem? Ask
sir.
me. Okay.
Clear,
Look,
sir.
okay. And the next one is called trouble. What is trouble? Deep trouble. I have just asked you. I'm in deep trouble, but big problem. Deep trouble. That is the problem, my. This is deep trouble. But you can say big problem. You can say, I'm in deep trouble. Please help me out. Or you can say, I'm in a big problem, or I have a big problem right now. But you cannot use like this. Deep trouble, big problem. Collocation. This is all about collocation. Why I'm going to give you all those things. It is quite interesting for you, because deep trouble, big problem. You cannot say big trouble, wrong. And deep problem, wrong. So that's why collocation is very important, my friends. If you want to speak English fluently and confidently, then you can say collocation is very, very vital. So that's why I have taken a collocation, something called that. Everything, but you every day you use it very wrongly. So that's why you have taken something called deep trouble. I'm in deep trouble, friends. Please help me. What I'll do? I'm not able to reach in time. I'm in deep trouble. My boss is going to screw me off, like you can say. Suppose you're working in a corporate setup and you are supposed to reach by 5 o'clock, or let it be your timing is 10 o'clock, and your office timing starts at 5, let it be 9:30. You are already, late by 20 minutes. How can you say, oh my God, my boss is going to screw me out? I'm in deep trouble right now. Deep trouble, deep trouble. That means some problems are being created for you if you'll not reach in time. So something called big trouble. Exactly. That is something called thought. That is something called thought. Whenever you are looking at something, okay, like the thought, you are immersed in a thought in such a way that you are immersed in a thought in a such a way that what exactly happening you don't know. Sometimes you are looking there, you are looking like this. If somebody comes, hello, 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 that time you can come to your, come to a conscious mind. So before that, you don't know. You are telling, you are thinking like that. You are thinking like this, or you are looking at something, and you are thinking something. That is called deep thought. He is completely immersed in a deep thought. ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ସିଚୁଏସନ ଆସେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଲାଇଫରେ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ଆପଣ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ କଲିଗ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାକୁ ଚାହିଁଥିବେ ଆପଣ ଭାବୁଛନ୍ତି ସେ ବୋକା ହେଇଗଲେ ବୋଲି for he lost his mind. No, actually he is completely you know involved himself with a particular thought process. What will happen, what will happen, ଆଉ ସେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କଣ ହଉଛି ଜାଣିପାରିବେନି. So that is called not big thought, not heavy thought, that is called deep thought. Deep thought, it's very important. Deep thought, right? So you can say, what that person is doing, I don't know. Yeah, he is completely immersed in a deep thought. Deep thought, why it is important? Collocation. Deep collocation goes like this. And let me tell you something called depression, right? So depression, let me tell you, there is a difference between depression and sadness. Let me tell you what is sad and what is depression. Look, sad is already informed you, but let me tell you once more. Whenever I say sad, it is something a temporary phenomenon. It's a phase. Like suppose you are not able to attend class, or something tell something bad about you. You lost some money, or somebody some of your things happen. You did not like that, or something happened that is not your choice. So sometimes you feel very sorry, or you are very sad that particular time. And sadness is a temporary phenomenon. That means sometimes you are morning in the happy, afternoon you are sad. Again, once you sleep, the very next morning you can wake up, you are always happy. So cheerfulness is there. But this is sad, or sadness is a temporary phenomenon. But whenever I say depression, it is something called permanent. And this is a particular mental disease. Sometimes suppose you are trying for 5 times, 6 times, 9 times, 100 times you are trying to get a job, you are not getting, then you can go into depression. So depression means every day you are sad, you are not talking to anybody. Look, suppose a young boy lost his father, or you lost your near and dear ones, obviously you are going for a depression. Suppose you are a businessman, you lost 50 lakhs, overnight you become a beggar. So what will do? Obviously you will not be a good state of mind. That particular things is going to haunt you throughout your life, and that is called depression. You can say after he lost some money in the business, he went into depression. You can say after losing a lot of money, he went into depression. Whenever I say depression, it is something called the permanent sadness. The sadness persists, and sometimes you have to go to the doctor, or something called, a lot of people are there, they are trying to cure yourself. That is ame jodaku manovigyani boli kohunti, a lot of things happens. So let me tell you, depression is a permanent things. It happens maybe 2 years, 5 years, 2 months, even it happens like 5 days constantly you will be there. That is a depression. Every time something is going to haunt you, so you cannot just rescue yourself from that particular clauses of that failure. So that time you can say that is called depression. You are depressed. The depressed means, if I say that guy is sad, It's okay. After 5, 10 or 15 minutes, he'll be happy. But whenever somebody is depressed, he cannot be happy. Suppose I am depressed, that means big, something big negative happens with me. So that is called something called depressed. That person is depressed and that person is sad. Sad is something that happens 15 minutes. Maximum you are sad for 1 day. But if you are depressed, that may continue throughout your life also. Because something, something biggest happens, something biggest negative happens in your life. And you can say something called I'm depressed. That person is depressed. My friend Ramesh is depressed after he lost his father. My friend Ramesh, lost a lot of money in the stock market. He's depressed right now. Depressed means every day he's sad. The meaning is that every day you are sad. You are not talking to anybody. There is nothing called the laugh has already vanished from your face. You are always looking depressed. You are always looking pale. You are not going outside. You are not mingling with anybody. You always want to stay in a particular place. You don't, like crowds. Whenever crowd is here, you always don't feel good. You always want to sit in one place without the company of anybody. So that is called depressed. Sad means, okay, I'm sad because this did not go well as per my plan. I can say sad. This is called sad. Depressed is called permanent. And whether it is, whenever it is say, that you can use is very sad, but it's deeply depressed, deeply. Remember, that's very important. You can say it's very depressed. Wrong. Deeply depressed. That's why I'm going to tell you this thing. And this is very important, my friends. Don't, try to, these are small things. No, it's never been small things. Whatever I'm going to teach you, that is going to help you throughout your career. And those who are going to appear in any competitive examination, they can find out. The person is very depressed, find out the mistake. What will do? There is nothing called very depressed, deeply depressed. Then you don't know. That is something called deep. Then you say he's depressed deeply or deeply depressed, like you can say. It is, you can say he has woken up from a heavy sleep. Find out the mistake. What will do? He has woken up from a deep sleep. Like that. A lot of things are there. Then there will be my friend is a, my friend is a like is a businessman with deep pockets. Deep pockets, underline the words, and you can find out 4 things are. What is deep pockets? That means a person who has a lot of money. Like that. A lot of things, whether it is, vocabs or it is collocation. In either way, you are going to get a lot of things. So this is all about the lessons for today.